night, under the cover of darkness, Queen Abeni wrapped herself in a black cloak and slipped into the forbidden forest. The trees whispered secrets as she walked deeper into Igboro, their twisted branches clawing at the night sky. When she reached the heart of the forest, Abeni stood still. She pulled the kola nut from her pouch and chewed it slowly, feeling the bitter taste spread across her tongue. Then, with steady hands, she took the egg and smashed it against the ground. The earth trembled beneath her feet, and a thick black mist rose from the ground, swallowing her whole. King Adisa of Oro Kingdom was a very handsome man, known far and wide for his strength and wisdom. He had been deeply in love with his wife, Queen Morenike, whose beauty and kindness matched his own noble heart. But after the birth of their daughter Omomi, tragedy struck. Queen Morenike passed away, leaving the king heartbroken and alone. Since then, King Adisa had shut his heart to all other women. He gave his all to his daughter Omomi, raising her with love and care. She was his world, the light in his darkened heart. Omomi grew into a radiant young girl, now 14 years old, so beautiful that even the birds would stop singing just to admire her whenever she passed by. One day, King Adisa decided to go hunting in the deep forest, seeking some distraction from his thoughts. His loyal guards followed closely behind as they moved quietly through the trees. Suddenly, he spotted an antelope standing between the trees. Without hesitation, he aimed his bow and fired. But instead of hearing the thud of the fallen antelope, he heard a sharp, piercing woman's cry echo through the forest. Startled, the king and his guards rushed toward the sound. To their shock and surprise, they found a beautiful woman lying on the ground, clutching her side where the arrow had struck. She was crying softly, her face twisted in pain. But even through her tears, her beauty was undeniable. King Adisa felt a pang of guilt, and quickly he ordered his men,
"Carry her gently. We must take her to the palace and tend to her wounds."
The woman was none other than Queen Abeni, disguised and wounded, but her plan was unfolding perfectly. At the palace, the royal healers worked tirelessly to treat her wound. Days passed, and as Queen Abeni healed, King Adisa found himself drawn to her. Her beauty was enchanting, and her soft, mysterious words stirred feelings in his heart that he had long buried. Despite his vows to never love again, the king could not deny the growing connection. Slowly, he started developing feelings for Abeni, unaware of the dark intentions hidden behind her beautiful smile. And as Abeni gained the king's trust, she moved one step closer to her ultimate goal, Omomi's heart. In less than a month's cycle, King Adisa's feelings for Abeni grew so strong that he asked her to be his wife. The kingdom celebrated the royal wedding with a grand feast, music and dance. The people of Oro believed their king had finally found happiness again. On the night after their wedding, King Adisa was overjoyed. He couldn't take his eyes off his beautiful new wife. In his excitement, he showered Abeni with affection, his heart light and free for the first time in years. As they prepared for their wedding night, Abeni smiled sweetly and handed him a cup of wine. "My king," she whispered, "this wine will make you strong and last long in bed." King Adisa, eager and unsuspecting, drank the wine without hesitation. But as he leaned in to kiss his new bride, his expression suddenly changed. His eyes widened in shock, and he clutched his chest. He could no longer breathe. Gasping for air, he stumbled backward, his face contorted in pain. In moments, the mighty King Adisa collapsed to the floor, lifeless. Queen Abeni stood over his body, her face cold and expressionless. She had finally removed the last obstacle in her path. Outside the palace walls, Abeni's army, led by her ruthless brother Shegun, had been waiting for her signal. As soon as the king's death was confirmed, Abeni sent a secret message. In the dead of the night, Shegun and his warriors stormed the gates of Oro. The peaceful kingdom of Oro was caught off guard. The guards and villagers tried to fight back, but Abeni's army was too powerful. With Shegun's help, the kingdom was brought to its knees. Fires raged, and the cries of the people filled the night air.